And he said that he would look down and he would see people's faces. Everyone was just walking on people, and you couldn't bend down because if you bent down, you were next. He was like, so you were literally just, you would look down and see faces of people looking up at you, and you could not reach down to help. Crazy, right? Have you, because I know how many concerts you've been to, dude. You've been to, and you went to 70s arena rock, right?
Yeah.
Can you ever remember anything like that
I
at
told
any of the
Mike.
concerts?
I told Mike I love music. I love everything about it. I don't like this shit now because you got to show up with a vaccine card and shit. But that's a complete different fucking story. I went to the Ted Nugent, Aerosmith, Poco, Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush. I mean, it was just a lineup and a half. It was like one of those 1 o'clock shows that you're still there at 5:30. And at 5, we looked at each other. Aerosmith was so fucking bad.
They were.
Aerosmith was
What year is
terrible.
this?
This is 78. This is the summer of 78.
Oh, they were fucked up then.
Yeah, they were on their way down.
Yeah.
Done with Mirrors hadn't been out yet, but they were done. And Joe Perry smashed his guitar and stuff. I went there to see Ted and Aerosmith. Frank Marino took the oxygen out of my lungs. Like Frank Marino took everything out of my lungs. Like I couldn't even fucking wait. It was hot. It was humid. People were sweating. There weren't no water bottles back then. Nobody had water bottles. Nobody had canteens. Nobody even cared about hydration. And I remember being there and like just going, we got to get the fuck out of here. There was a lot of dirty white people. People, like doing all that Grateful Dead shit. I didn't even know who the Grateful Dead were at that time. I think I did, but I wasn't into them. And I was like, we had a great time. I remember walking home and finally getting to North Bergen out of Sea Caucus. We had been walking for about 45 minutes, and you could hear Ted's solos. Just in the air, like loud, like holy shit. We're walking on the turnpike, and you could actually hear Ted Nugent's. We stayed for maybe 4 of the Ted songs, and then we left, but I didn't like it. It was too long. It was a whole day. I was suntanned. I was hungry. I just wanted to go home. And I could see that not that one. It was fine there. It was fine up to the part I left. I left at like 5:30. I was there from like 12. We got a ride out there. We had to walk home. I just didn't like the amount of people. And I just thought I wasn't ever going to do that again. Yeah. So I've never gone to a Lollapalooza. I never went to a U.S. festival. I never went to the U.S. Open. I never did Odds Fest. I just don't need to stand for 7 fucking hours, I got a 1.5 hour fucking tolerance. Led Zeppelin, maybe 2, if they do Trampled Underfoot. But, yeah, I just don't. And this bothered me a little bit because I saw Houston and right away I thought about Skankfest.
Yeah.
So I thought about Skankfest, Ari, Jimmy, Rich Voss, all my friends are there, Miss Pat. And then I saw it was this Astroworld. What's the guy's name? Travis Scott?
Travis Scott, yeah.
I've never heard of this guy before.
That's Jacob's guy. Travis Scott and J. Cole, that's Jakey's. Those are the hip hop guys for Jake.
Okay, I think he's did something or whatever. I don't know. I've never heard of him,
Yeah.
That doesn't mean shit. I'm a fucking old fogey, so I don't know anything about young music. But I don't think they're doing the right things at these concerts. If you notice, everything's coming to a head. Movie sets, everybody's looking at Rust as this problem. The problem was early with that fucking Marky Wahlberg, Kevin Hart movie they did in Hollywood. Some guy fucking died on there or whatever. These concerts, everything is getting bigger.
Yeah.
Everything is getting bigger. Everybody's trying to make money. Everybody's trying to make the money they lost last year. I don't know what it is. And I don't know what's making all these people want to come out to these things. I mean, 60,000, 70,000 people with just an AC for, not Tool, but who was it? It wasn't Tool. Somebody else came and did the whole weekend. You couldn't even get a hotel in Atlantic City. And they showed pictures of it. I forget what the guy's name was, the band. And they're all there. I mean, we're in the middle of fucking COVID. I mean, the numbers are down. Nobody gives a fuck. But, you just have too many people. Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like what we were talking about when you gamble. When you gamble 2 days a week, you got a better chance than gambling 7 days a week. The more spaghetti you throw up on the wall, it's going to stick eventually. You know, with these concerts, I like little things, man. Like I went to see the last concert I went to was Guns N' Roses at the on Sunset and Vine, a little down from there,
Yeah.
that little club there.
Yeah.
What I don't know what it's called. That was 1,700 people. The Palladium, the Palladium, the
Yeah.
Palladium. And then I went somewhere in Beverly Hills to like a little theater, and I saw Pat Benatar. And it was great in the little fucking theater. And I liked where I saw Guns N' Roses. I don't mind paying the extra yardstick.
I
don't
agree
mind.
with you.
I don't mind for a little bit more intimate setting. You know, I got this thing here, the Pack Center or whatever up here. It's supposed to be very nice. It's like the place in Colorado. Not Red Rocks, but the other one.
You know, I feel the same way. I personally enjoy the music, and I enjoy the performance of stand-ups and musicians more in smaller places. I hate seeing stand-up
I don't want to
in
go
an
to an
arena.
arena and see anybody.
I don't think, by the way, I
a
don't
lot
think it's
gets
good for
lost.
comedy.
I don't think it's good for comedy, but my
I think
opinion doesn't
everybody
fucking
is a
matter.
better comic in a club. I think the energy's better, or a smaller theater. Do you know what I mean? But that energy and your interaction. But as soon as I'm in an arena watching my comedy on a giant screen, I don't think it's as good.
I think you lose something. And even like a big theater, you lose
Yeah.
that intimacy. I love watching stand up with a brick behind there, a
Yeah.
brick wall and a microphone and his bottled water. I don't need much, you know. I don't need much I like smaller venues, you know. The reason why I put you on here today, I'm getting a lot of emails about your new special. I want to congratulate you
Oh, thank you,
on
man.
your new special on YouTube. I'm just really proud of you, man, because you're doing it. If I was doing comedy right now, I'd be doing it how you're doing it. Very compact, very small. You know what our mistake was? I'm going to write a book about stand-up comedy after I finish this book. I've been making a lot of notes at night of things how I would do differently. Want me to tell you what the thing I would do differently if I got a chance to do it again?
Yeah.
I would have never gone to LA. I've been thinking about it. I was never, ever going to go to LA. That was my fucking number one rule when I got into comedy. I am not going to go to LA. My uncle's there. I hate LA. I fucking always hated it. I had been there 10 times. And I didn't think. I just, over the years on the triple runs, I spoke to all those mediocre comics. Good guys. They just went out there unprepared or whatever. They never fell in. They never got on the line. They never got on the conveyor belt. LA beats you up very roughly. It didn't beat us up very roughly. We had we had peaks and valleys there. But LA has beat up some people. You and I have both watched how many people left with their tail between their legs. I think that how they treat stand-ups and shit like that, I think it's not healthy. I loved it. I loved banging head. Listen, I got no regrets about my career. I loved that those people, when I was doing comedy at the 10-year mark, told me I was never going to be any good. And those same people had to come suck my dick at the 22-year mark. And I remember looking at them, taking their check and laughing, petting them on the side like it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You had to bite your own tongue. You had to suck my dick even though you didn't like me. But now, so I felt bad for those people.
Yeah.
But I would have just become a powerhouse comic. I wouldn't have worried about. Think about career if we didn't worry about movies, TV, and everything else. I like the podcast angle of it. I really enjoy the podcast angle of it. I'm happy that this avenue grew. I'm happy that this really blew up out of proportion. I don't give a fuck about what people say that there's too many podcasters. There's never enough podcasters because there's enough ears for all of us. I'm not mad at anybody for podcasting, but I wouldn't have gone to LA, Josh Wolf.
Yeah.
I think I would have stayed in a really good, right now, every city is a good comedy city. Every city is great. Boise, I don't know what's going on in Seattle. People are marching up there. I don't know what's going on in Portland. I don't know what's going on in L.A., but I know Arizona's tight. Austin is tight. Houston's tight. Boston's tight. New York is tight. All these little pockets are big. You don't have to go to L.A. no more. For all you young comics watching, you could go to New York, get tons of stage time, and they're going to come to you when they come to you.
People ask me a lot, I'm sure they do too, about advice for stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really simple. Get on stage. And if you're in a place where you can't get on stage, you need to move to a place where you can get on stage. That's it. It doesn't have to be LA anymore. It doesn't even have to be in New York anymore. But I would tell you this, if you're only getting on stage 2 or 3 times a week, then give up. Then if you're starting and you're getting on stage 2 times a week, and the people who are already successful are getting on stage 3 times more than you, I tell people, like, if you're not, then you're already going back. Just move to a place where you can get on stage and do you still have your notebook about all the sets you did? You should show people. You want to know what work is? You want to work? I marveled at you wrote down what jokes you did, like how it went, but meticulously. And so this is the type of, when you say, I'm glad I put the work in, you gotta put every brick in the pyramid. You can't skip a brick. And there are just some paths you need to take. And one of those paths is, if you say, I can't get on stage because, you've already lost. If you're like, I can't do 3 times a week because I got a job. Well, then you should do that job. Because what it takes to get to where you are is the work that you put in. Do you know what I'm saying? So like when people ask all the time, what should I do? How do I write? Get on stage. That once you're on stage,
you'll figure everything else falls into place.
Everything else.
Once you go down there and you talk to people who are going through what you're going through, I mean, it's such a beautiful life in the beginning. Like all these people looking to help you, and you're teaming up with people, and you're writing, and you're smoking dope, and you're doing all this with $5 in your pocket.
Yeah.
There's no Lamborghinis. There's no fucking grandioso computers. There's no fucking you're just doing this and you're loving it. You're loving that you're broke. It's great to be broke and go, where am I going to eat lunch today? I don't know. Let's play the cards. And all of a sudden you're walking down the street and you find a Subway sandwich on the floor. It's a fucking trip. You're like, oh shit, I'm eating. Okay, I could save my 82 cents that I have in my pocket for tonight. I got to get another 17 so I could eat my fucking Wendy's. That's what I ate every day. When I first moved to LA, it was the 99-cent burger, the cup of chili, and the Wendy's salad. And then I go to your house, get a little turkey salad.
Oh yeah.
I still owe you $2,000 for the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Fucking Blake was talking to me about your peanut butter and jelly company the other day. Blake called me for something from CAA, and we were talking. He goes, I still remember you and Josh walking into the building with the peanut butter. I'd be holding Jacob. You'd be holding a box of peanut butter jelly. And then you'd always go, I was short one peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And you look over at me like, I knew it was you. I know for a fact, everybody was robbing Josh Wolf then. Josh couldn't turn around. Me, his wife, his brother. I remember his brother used to work in Compton and shit, and they used to charge us for local phone calls. Josh would be pulling his hairs out of my head. Who keeps calling Compton? Who keeps calling Compton? I don't know no black people. I don't know any black people.
You remember?
Yeah, Jonathan was going, I don't know anybody in Compton. Jesus Christ, you just showed up with an African American. You know somebody in fucking Compton.
You teach at Crenshaw, dude. He's like, yeah, I don't know
anybody. Somebody's calling Crenshaw. I was stealing your Yoo-hoos. God knows when your ex-wife was stealing.
You did steal every fucking year.
Dog, listen. I'm going to tell you something. Today, I live a decent man, okay? I'm a very decent man. But a bottle of Yoo-hoo, I'll pay for. A can, I'm taking that motherfucker. I fucking went to a place last week that they had Yoo-hoos in a can off the 9. I was fucking starving, and I was coming back from like somewhere, and I was like, I can't take this no more. I wanted this was one of those broken down New Jersey bagel places. They only had like a half a raisin cinnamon and shit. That's it. But the guy I had to put a ham and cheese on a fucking onion bagel. Not too good, but it worked that day. But on the way out, I saw that motherfucker had a Yoo-hoo in a can. He had 3 of them, the last 3. Because I can't find them anymore.
Yoo-hoos?
Yeah, in a can.
Oh, the canned Yoo-hoos. Yeah, they taste different, right?
They taste different.
Yeah.
They taste like the ones at Callahan's. There's a place, Callahan's, up there, and they have them on the machine.
On tap.
Oh, on tap and shit.
Have you tapped back into Carvel at all since you've been back home?
Like a motherfucker. Okay. And my daughter fucking loves it. Let me put this what I've got. Let me be as honest as I can with you, okay? I got a regular one owned by Chinese people on the 516, on the 520. She doesn't make ice cream sodas or shakes. It's a new modern Carvel, okay? Not bad. Then there's one on the 79. That's pretty fucking good. Chinese people. And then there's one in Cheesequake where I go to jiu-jitsu. Oh, she's owned it for 30 years. She's got to be 300 pounds. And she works it in the daytime. So she knows how to make everything fucking perfect. Thin shakes, ice cream sodas. So when I go to jiu-jitsu, that's my deal. If I go to jiu-jitsu and I work hard on my private, I stop at Carvel on the way home and I get an ice cream soda with no ice cream in it. And I buy a box of sundaes from my daughter. So right now in that freezer in the garage, there's a box of sundaes sprinkled, and I have maybe a whole thing of flying saucers.
That's the one.
Chocolate ones, vanilla ones. I got plain and with colored and chocolate sprinkles.
That's the one. That's the one. That's the one.
And you know what? Look, I'd lost the weight, but I still do 1 Carvel a week.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, first of all, when I was growing up, anybody who had a freezer in their garage was rich. If you had a refrigerator in the garage or a freezer where you had extra shit, that meant you had, to me, that meant the pinnacle of opulence. Do you know what I mean? You're like, you got so much shit.
No, this is a little box refrigerator.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody gave this to me in L.A. My neighbor gave this to me. And we have a couple things, like we have steaks and shit in there. Like it's just meat. That I saw her this morning pulling ground beef out for fucking meatloaf tonight.
Dude, I didn't say thank you about the special, and thank you so much. Just so you know, man, like right now, every time I get on stage, all I focus on is having a good time. I'm like, I just want to make sure I'm having fun. And if I'm having fun and having a good time, they're going to have fun and have a good time. And this special, the way I shot it, this is the most me I've ever done. But the way I shot it, that middle camera, when you shoot, is stationary on sticks. I had mine move just a little bit because I wanted you to feel like you were in the club. So it moves a little, and I left every mistake, every hiccup. I start jokes over. If I make a mistake, I go, my bad. I wanted you to feel like you were in the club with me. So it doesn't feel like, I wanted it to feel like a live experience. And then, you shoot too much, right? Because then you take out. But then I was like, wait a second. This is my special. This is on YouTube. This is my channel. I'm going to leave the whole thing in. You can start and stop, fast forward if you want, but fuck it. Why am I editing my own shit? I edited things that were terrible, but I let it breathe. So I let you feel like you were there. When I read the comments, and I'm not lying to you, dude, I don't usually read comments on YouTube. Not one bad comment in that comment section, dude. It's been amazing. It's the best thing that I've ever done, without a doubt.
I'm really proud of you, man. I'm really proud that you did this all yourself. No more LA, no more agents telling you, oh, that's not going to work. My friend did. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. If you knew anything, you'd be doing this. So until you do this, shut your fucking mouth. Mm-hmm. That's what I've put together about agents now. All of them can just shut their fucking mouth. They know dick. They give you the worst advice in the world. The best advice anybody could give you, Josh Wolf gave it to you. Get on stage till your ass grows roots. Shut your mouth. repeat, rinse, and do again tomorrow. It's that easy. Call me when you got 45. Until then, shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck. Well, Joe Rogan said I should be in a theater. You belong in Montana in the witness relocation fucking theater where nobody will see you, okay? That's where you fucking belong. The same way I did fucking comedy for the first 10 years so nobody would fucking see you. So you would grant them that, you know what I'm saying? So that the next born wouldn't be retarded. You know, I don't want nobody to fucking see me. So everybody wants to be seen in the third year. Congratulations, brother. I love you to death.
And I love you, and thank you so much. And I owe you one apology. And I know you're going to tell me I don't, but for me, this is just where I am in my life. You know, LA had kind of turned me into somebody that I just didn't, now that I'm here, that I didn't like, man. And those last 3-4 years, I don't really feel like I was a great friend to anybody. And so if I'm sure I had missteps, or you know, I want to apologize for if there were any time that where I wasn't the best friend. I just got caught up. I got caught up in a way, me as a person. I never thought I would be worried about what other people were doing. I was meddling in other people's lives so much about what they had and what I didn't have, and why he wasn't my friend and why I couldn't be on his show, that it was weak. It was weak, and I was living from a point and a place of weakness about wondering why I didn't have things and why I couldn't do things, instead of just really being grateful for things that I did have and the things that I could do. I have a great life, great family, great friends, great career. What am I complaining about? Do you know what I mean? And I feel like LA puts you in a corner to go, yeah, but you got this, but look what all these other people have. And you're like, well, fuck, this isn't good enough. I need more, you know?
Hey, man, we do comedy. We don't worry about the Joneses. We only worry about one person, us. So I love you. Stay in touch. Good luck to you. Where are you at this weekend?
Mohegan Sun.
Beautiful. You're up in Connecticut up there?
Yeah, Mohegan Sun.
5 shows?
4 shows. Saturday and Friday already sold out, so they added Thursday.
Beautiful. Have a great weekend up there, my friend. Where
Thanks,
can they
man.
find you?
Everything's Josh Wolf Comedy. Go to my YouTube channel. I put all my stuff up there for free. I put a new comedy bit up every week. I got Joe. I told you. I think from here on out, maybe no more specials. Just 20 new minutes of stand up every 3 months.
That's it. That's perfect. And they can live off that, and YouTube's paying. Nobody else is.
You're the best, dude.